So guys, welcome to this module. We are actually going to start delving into the topic of selling and getting an idea as to what you could possibly sell, what you could give away for free. Now look, throughout this course, in terms of making six figures, you're going to really have two options here. Sell other people's expertise or sell your own expertise. Now this first exercise is going to get you thinking, first of all, what expertise could you sell? And number two, how comfortable are you selling it? So this is a simple exercise called What Can I Sell? So basically what I went ahead and did was I recorded an interview last night with my peak performance coach. Now to give you guys a bit of context, getting any of this guy's time is very hard and very costly. Now he had actually just come out of a full day of training in a Fortune 500 company, and maybe you might not be able to tell over the interview, but I know him personally very well. I could tell he was very tired and burnt out. So once again, as I said, I cannot tell you guys how valuable this is. Basically, we run through this exercise with him. Now he's my peak performance coach and I actually coach him on digital marketing. So as I said, basically the idea of this exercise is to think macro and then micro, what can I sell? So for example, a macro is working out, nutrition, right? And then a micro within that is how to get a six-pack in 6 weeks, diet to stay lean all year round. Like these are small little micro things. And as I said, whether you decide to sell this knowledge or not, you're 100% going to use it later on for what's known as a lead generation magnet. So if you decide to go down the route of not selling any of your expertise, what you're going to do is you're going to give it away for free in return for email or growing your Facebook group or growing your social media. Because as I said, when that grows, then you can sell other people's expertise. So as I said, we're gonna jump into the interview right now. All right, guys, so we are sat here on Skype with Gary. He is my peak performance coach. We got into contact a little while ago, and yeah, as I said, he's my peak performance coach, and I've been helping him out with his digital marketing. So Gary, welcome. Could you give him a little?
How are you?
Could you give him a little bit of backstory as to what it is that you do, sort of your business model over the last 15 years and whatnot?
So I'm a peak performance coach, but what I actually forgot was that I'm actually an NLP trainer. I'm a life coach. I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a relationship coach. I'm one of the only coaches licensed by Tony Robbins in this country, one of the first few. I do healing. I do so many things, but actually I sell myself as a peak performance coach and coach. So essentially I go into businesses, work on the mindset and the psychology of the employees, because all the profit is a reflection of performance. The substance of the company reflects psychology. And then privately, I have my own therapy company where I do coaching. I've done it for 15 years. I love what I do. And I've always been open to learning new things. I think you must be open to learning new things and meeting you, even though I'd heard some of the concepts, I'll be honest, Imam, but actually a lot of what you said I hadn't really heard of, and if I had, I hadn't implemented it. Mm-hmm. And what I've loved since implementing, just the realization of what's possible. So it's really cool. So I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
So basically, to give you guys a bit of context, Gary has just kind of crushed it as a coach. I mean, you've been at it for the past 20 years, thereabouts. So like he just crushed it as a coach in just so many different facets, whether that be personally, corporate world, whatever. And to give you guys a bit of context, like if you want an hour of Gary's time, it's going to cost you upwards of $1,000 per hour. And then once you go into the corporate sphere, that's 3-4-fold. So like he's got his shit down, right? The only problem is that Gary started to get a bit burnt out because he wasn't tapping into stuff like passive income. He wasn't tapping into stuff like digital products. You know, you look at someone like Tony Robbins, he got to a point where he realized, look, if I want to scale my message, then I have to start releasing digital products. I have to focus on the digital side of things because that is the only way in which I'm going to scale, because Gary is a business, but his business is himself. Like, yeah. You know, you can't hire people underneath you. So basically, his old school marketing was incredible, but then we came
when you say Iman, a bit burnt out, like it's not that, like I'm knackered. Like I've got so much energy, I'm a maniac. Like I can go on 1 hour's sleep, but I still need that hour, and I can only earn so much with that extra hour. But like until I have, you know, products and passive income streams, I can't sustain. No one could sustain their fuel in their car. They need petrol. They need gasoline to keep going. So you've just given me like a whole new lifeline. And I'm not saying it for you or for people listening in. Like you've been like that key for me. And I'm 36. I'm 36 years old, and like I'm learning from a 17-year-old, and that's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
So
you got to go to learning.
So look, the first step when I sort of came in and I went, look, like, Gary, if you want to scale this to the level that you want to scale this, the first exercise that we do, which is pretty much what we're trying to run through with you guys, is literally going through your head, what can I sell? Right? So that's the first step that we went with you. So we sat down with Gary, and I sat down with Gary and I basically said, look, list out every single thing that you can sell. Start with a macro and then go micro. So to give an example with myself, my macros are personal branding, social media marketing, digital marketing, and business, right? And then a micro for me would be, for example, say in terms of personal branding, how to build up an email list of 1,000 people to sell affiliate products to, or how to create a IFO, initial front end offer. Say in the social media macro, how to get your first client in 3 weeks. Like, this is all information. This is all expertise that I can sell. First on a macro and then a micro. So yeah, Gary, if you were amazing at this, because like you just like anything and everything that you could have sold, or anything and everything that you like are good at, like you just listed. A lot of people I work with, a lot of coaching students, they have a stick up their ass and they think everything has to be perfect. You just got everything down on paper, and you guys can actually see that. Absolutely.
Said, I'll speak to you in a week, and like I can honestly say I wrote that entire list, bar one extra thing I added 2 days later. I did it in 10 minutes, and not because I'm so clever, just because you asked the question. Because actually, if you just said, "Tell me what you do," I would have naturally just told you the macro. And I thought there was 3 things that I did, and actually there's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, there's like 13 things that I do on macro level. But on the micro, I found over 100 things. Just, and I'd forgotten that. And when your clients, when people listening in get that, you realize, wow, I could do this, and this, and that's got value. There's someone out there that needs that one little thing, and they'll pay that one little price to get into your value ladder. And I just never thought of that.
Yeah,
I would give everyone everything in an hour.
So exactly. Look, you can see like on this left side here, we've got things like remove negative behaviors, remove sadness, remove inner conflict, make you amazing at job interviews, make you amazing at relationship coaching, make you amazing at telling stories, make you amazing at understanding your mind. Like, all of this stuff is and when you guys go through this exercise, which I want you guys to be following along and just use Gary as a template as to how you should go about it. Don't end up with your final title. So for example, make you amazing at make you amazing at public speaking. That's not going to be the name of the digital product, right? That obviously, like, for example, when I did this personally, for me it was like, make you create awesome personal brand, right? And then from that I created the name Influencer Ignited, how to make your name a 6-figure business, right? So you can polish it up later. But this, as you can see, Gary did it so well. This is the bare bones, because with this, number one, you're going to realize that you know a lot more than you believe you do. First of all, number two, it's going to give you, this is the building blocks to your value ladder, which we'll be covering in the next few modules, right? And this is the building blocks to your value ladder. So we take different aspects of this and we take and we incorporate it into a value ladder. Some of this stuff you give away for free to create leads, and some of this stuff you give away for a low price, so that you can differentiate people who are just there for the free shit compared to the people who will actually pull out their cards. And in terms of the people that will pull out their cards, that is when you take them up the value ladder.
Yeah, and it really helped me, because actually, as I now scale my products, I realize how I will already define the products, because I've got a whole list of things that I forgot that I can do, and there's so much I can still add to it. And it was just a great thing to do. Now, I'm a coach. I know how to do this stuff, but until someone leads you there, you don't go looking for that stuff. So yeah, Everyone needs to go and doesn't matter what you're doing, there's so much you can be doing.
Yeah, so that is how you basically get a list of things that you could sell. And yeah, I'll be working with Gary over the next few months to actually build out his value ladder, make him more and more profitable day by day. More and more profitable it is, that means the less pressure he has off of him, which means he can scale his message, take it to the global level that he's trying to do. So yeah, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this module. Gary, thank you so much for actually coming on board. I know how busy you are, so it really, really does mean the world to me and everyone watching. And yeah, guys, I will see you in the next module.